The greatest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths, the deception of deception. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
Angel Reese crowned herself as a face of the WNBA. So how did she not even sniff the top 10 in All-Star voting? Shooting 30.9% from the field might have something to do with it. Statistically, one of the worst marks among qualified players in the league.
Well, the first returns are coming in on the WNBA All-Star voting. Of course, it will be in Indianapolis. And as you can imagine, Caitlin Clark is leading the All-Star vote. By the way, it looks like a massive turnout.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark wasn't just participating. She was dominating the polls with over 515,000 votes, leaving Rhea in the dust like she forgot the voting even started. If you support Caitlin and the rest of the Fever, then continue to vote for them for this year's All-Star game and comment, Baby Goat over Baby Giraffe, down below. Let's go.
Be honest. Second straight year that Clark has led the fan voting. She was second in early returns in fan voting in 2024, but jumped to first with around 700,000 total votes by the end of the period. So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said so far, voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last year.
And that's where this whole narrative starts to unravel. If Rhea is the name everyone's pushing, why are fans pushing back with their votes? Because let's be honest, Angel Rhea has been everywhere lately. You can't open a social media app, walk past a bus stop ad, or blink during a commercial break without seeing her face. She's become the most visible 30% shooter in modern basketball history.
Caitlin Clark has 3 times the amount of votes. 3 times the amount of votes as Angel Reese. So there you go. I suspect Sophie Cunningham's numbers are going to grow after what we've seen. Somebody said, I saw some things online about they sold $1 million worth of Sophie Cunningham jerseys, and something in the neighborhood of 12,000 all went out in one day.
Media outlets didn't just cover Angel Reese. They practically made her a case study in branding. From Forbes calling her the engine of WNBA growth to sports shows pretending she was a league savior, it was a full-blown campaign. Some of these pieces didn't even mention Caitlin Clark, who was out here casually dropping 30-footers and breaking attendance records like it was another Tuesday.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass.
And the league was all in on it. WNBA social accounts were pushing Reese highlights like she was the second coming, giving her the kind of screen time that even all-stars dream about. She was everywhere. Interviews, podcasts, endorsements, name it. Angel Reese was getting booked like a Marvel movie, and she embraced it, telling the world she's the reason people are watching. Bold claim, especially when those viewers seem more interested in watching someone else.
Hi, Angel. David Moses with the Bigs Media. Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question. Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you. Move on to Zoom.
Because while Reese talked legacy, Clark built one. Caitlin Clark's numbers weren't just solid. They were superstar level. Fans don't just want charisma. They want results. And when it came time to vote, the fans let the stats speak for themselves. Clark skyrocketed to the top of the polls, while Reese barely cracked the discussion. That's not just a surprise. That's a reality check.
There's a supposed, people keep telling me, supposed second most popular player in the league that doesn't look like the second most popular player at all. And in fact, a rookie I have been touting that is playing better than Angel Reese, Kiki Arifin. Well, basketball fans are showing up, and they have got her voted ahead of Angel right now. Angel is not in the top 10.
And that disconnect is telling. Why didn't all this hype translate into actual votes? For every story celebrating Angel Reese's charisma, Caitlin Clark was out there putting up box scores that demanded respect. While Ree was trending for tweets, Clark was trending for highlights. There's a difference between being popular and being impactful, and the fans noticed.
According to Forbes, Caitlin Clark is not responsible for elevating this turd into the mainstream. The ladies responsible for elevating the WNBA are Angel Reese and the unknown face of the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
Even Forbes, in all its journalistic wisdom, crowned Ree as a key figure in the league's explosion, while conveniently leaving Clark out. That kind of narrative building doesn't hold up when the fans are the ones writing the next chapter. And when the dust settled, it was Caitlin's name at the top of the ballot. Not because of hype, but because of game.
Enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is. Well, it's 13th place. And I can tell you right now, Jonquel Jones ought to be ahead of her.
This goes deeper than basketball. It's a litmus test for trust. Fans don't want to be told who to like. They want to decide for themselves. And when they saw the All-Star ballot, they made that decision clear. Reese didn't make the top 10. Not even close. Despite all the media backing, all the endorsements, all the marketing dollars, when it came time for fans to vote, they passed.
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion.
Now, let's get into the numbers, because this isn't just a popularity contest. This is about performance. Ree might be grabbing rebounds, but when you shoot 30.9% from the field, it's hard to convince people you're elite, especially as a post player, where those shots are supposed to be automatic. Missing layups isn't exactly all-star behavior.
There is obviously no way Angel can compare to Caitlin Clark as a shooter or a passer. And there is no way Angel can live up to her dynamic social media / podcast presence as a shooter or a passer or even a shot blocker. She's blocked only 2 shots so far this season. She doesn't even do that.
That 4-point game against the Fever. Let's not forget, Caitlin Clark wasn't even on the floor. It was Reese's moment, and she put up a dud. That's not the stuff that earns votes. That's the stuff that earns memes. And while our fans point to her rebounding numbers, a deeper look reveals a lot of those are what people are calling me-bounds, rebounds off her own misses. Efficiency still matters in this league.
She has energy. She has an attitude. She'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else. She has not, she's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player.
Sure, the hustle's there. She fights for boards and stays active. But it's 2025. Teams want players who can score, pass, defend, and hit free throws when it counts. If all you bring is rebounding and empty swagger, you're not making the cut, especially when there are rookies and veterans putting up double-doubles without needing a camera crew.